Hello, my name is Lottie. I am talking to you from Mind and Bexley Recovery College. I'm going to talk about sleep and how to improve our sleep. So we're going to look at what percentage of your life you think you might spend asleep. We spend on average approximately a third of our life asleep. Along with eating, drinking and breathing, sleeping is one of the pillars for maintaining good mental and physical health. A third of our life is obviously a very large amount, and it requires as much attention and care as the time we spend awake. So how much sleep we need is all different from different people and from different species. Different species of animals require a vastly different amount, as shown in the estimate average sleep time below. So you can see that a python needs 18 hours of sleep a day, which is quite a lot. A tiger, 15.8. A cat, 12.1. A chimpanzee, 9.7. A sheep, 3.8. An African elephant, 3.3. A giraffe, 1.9. So, as you can see, the variation of these animals show that everybody needs a different amount of sleep. And that same thing goes for people. Every person will need different amount of sleep to function. So how much sleep do we need as people? It depends on age. Newborn babies tend to sleep for an average of 16 to 18 hours a day, which decreases to about 13 to 14 hours after 1 year. Adults tend to require more sleep. Adolescents tend to require more sleep than adults, probably due to physiological changes that's happening in the body during this period. I think we potentially all remember how we could sleep when we were adolescents. When we reach adulthood, we tend to sleep 7 to 8 hours per day. Older adults tend to sleep 6 to 7 hours per day, but take more frequent naps throughout the day. The amount of time an average adult needs to sleep varies from person to person and can be between 5 to 11 hours. So it's quite important to gauge the amount of sleep that each of us individually need to ensure that we function well. There is actually no set amount. It's vitally important to find out how much sleep you need for yourself and to recognize that might be very different from the sleep that others needs. Sleeping less than we need can have very negative consequences on both our mental and physical health. So we're going to look at how mental health problems can affect sleep. There's a number of ways mental health problems can affect your sleep. For example, anxiety can cause thoughts to race through your mind, making it difficult to sleep. Depression and seasonal affective disorder can lead to oversleeping, either sleeping late in the morning or sleeping a lot during the day. If you're experiencing difficulties or troubling thoughts as part of depression, this can also cause insomnia. Post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD can cause nightmares, night terrors and disturb your sleep. This can mean you feel anxious about falling asleep, and this can lead to insomnia. Paranoia and psychosis might make it difficult for you to sleep. You may hear voices or see things that are frightening or experience disturbing thoughts, which makes it hard to fall asleep. Mania often causes feeling of energy and elation, so you might not feel tired or want to sleep. Racing thoughts caused by mania can make it hard to fall asleep and may cause insomnia. Psychiatric medication can cause side effects including insomnia, disturbed sleep or oversleeping. You may also experience sleep problems after you stop taking drugs. So, how can poor sleep affect my mental health? So this is the other way around. So in one way, if you already have mental health problems, it can cause problems with your sleep. And sometimes it's the other way around, where poor sleeping actually affects your mental health. You may find sleep problem can lead you to have negative thoughts, feel depressed or anxious. If you have little sleep, you may feel less able to rationalize worries or irrational thoughts. It can cause you to feel lonely and isolated. If you feel tired, you may not want to be sociable or see friends. Experiencing psychotic episode. If you have a psychotic disorder or a bipolar disorder, a lack of sleep may trigger mania, psychosis or paranoia and make existing symptoms worse. Poor sleep is also linked to physical problems such as weakened immune system. And fatigue, lack of energy and feeling of lethargy makes it hard to carry out everyday tasks. So understanding our sleep cycle. When we first fall asleep, we enter into the non-rapid eye movement sleep, NREM. This is divided into 3 stages, with each becoming progressively deeper. NREM1 and NREM2 are light phases of sleep from which we can be easily roused. REM3 becomes deeper, and if woken up we can feel disorientated. Following on from this is the rapid eye movement sleep, REM, the stage in which we dream. Each sleep cycle lasts about 1.5 hours, and in order to feel fully rested and refreshed when we wake up, we must experience all 4 of these stages. A full night's sleep will include 5 to 6 cycles, while a disturbed, restless night consists of fewer. Ideally, our circadian rhythm would climb in the morning and make us feel alert and refreshed, then peak in the evening, and after being awake for about 15 hours, we will feel the pressure to sleep again. As the nights draw in, our circadian rhythm drops to its lowest level, and we're able to close our eyes and fall asleep. So, what is the circadian rhythm? It's also known as our sleep-wake cycle or our body clock, and is a natural internal system that's designed to regulate feeling of sleepiness and wakefulness over a 24-hour period. This very quite complex timekeeper is controlled by the areas of the brain that respond to light, which is why humans are most alert while the sun is shining and ready to sleep when it's dark outside. So, in order to have a healthy circadian rhythm, there's a couple of things that can help you. Stick to a regular schedule for sleeping, perhaps going out in the light in the morning, and limit technology and light sources in the evening. And these are things we'll return to. So how can you improve our sleep? We're going to look at these different ways to improving our sleep. We're going to look at establishing a routine, making sure where you sleep is comfortable, keeping a sleep diary, try to resolve stress and worries, give yourself tech-free time, check for physical causes, consider food, drink and exercise, write a gratitude list, consider your medication, ask about treatment options, and relax before you go to bed. So it all sounds simpler than it is, but let's look at it one by one. Establishing a routine. So I tend to think about it a little bit like when we have children. We know that it's important to establish a routine for the child so that they know by the things that are happening that it's time for bed. And we also know that it helps the child to do these regular things in order to calm down and go to sleep and feel safe. In a way, as adults, we could think about it slightly kind of the same way. So try to establish a regular sleep pattern by going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every day. Go to bed only when you feel tired enough to sleep, then get up at your usual time. This may mean you'll spend less time actually in bed, but more time in a better sleep. Routine, routine, routine. Preparing your brain and body for sleep, letting yourself know that it's time to wind down. Then in the morning, set a time to get up and stick to it no matter what. Making sure where you sleep is comfortable. You may want to experience with temperature, light and noise level to work out what works best for you. On the whole, a dark, quiet and cool environment generally makes it easier to sleep, but this will vary from person to person. Keep a sleep diary. You may find it difficult to work out what's affecting your sleep. A sleep diary involves recording information about your sleep habits to help you understand your sleep problems and what is affecting it. If you want to, you can show it to a professional you're working with, so you can work together to understand the problem you're having. A sleep diary could include information such as what time you go to bed and what time you get up, the total hours of sleep, overall quality of sleep ranked from 1 to 5, how many times you wake in the night and for how long you're awake and what you do while you're awake. Whether you have nightmares, night terror or sleep paralysis or have sleepwalk during the night. Whether you sleep during the day and how long. Any medication you're taking, including dosage and the time you're taking it. The amount of caffeine, alcohol and nicotine you have. The amount of physical activity you do. And what you eat and drink. Your general feelings and mood, including any anxious and repetitive thoughts. So it can be very hard for all of us to remember exactly the things that have been happening during the day and even during the night for a period of time, and therefore it can be very hard to work out the pattern that might, disturb our sleep. Keeping a sleep diary, for at least a couple of weeks might help you spot the things that are common for the days and nights where you sleep poorly. You can obviously create your own diary just using a notebook, or you can find online templates. There is an example on the NHS Choices Live Well website. Try to resolve stress and worries. Try to identify anything in your life that are causing you stress and worry that might be affecting your sleep. You may find it helpful to talk to friends about the thoughts and feelings that are affecting you sleep or write them down. Obviously, at the moment, there is quite a lot of things happening in the world that most of us, feel stressed and worried about. Trying to write it down and put it to one side before you fall asleep can be very helpful. Once you identified what's causing you sleep problems, there may be practical measures you can take to address the problem, such as finding a way to manage your anxiety or talking to your employer about reducing your workload. Obviously, currently, there is a lot of anxiety and worry in the world. I can point you to the website of Mind and Bexley, where there is quite a lot of good advice and things you can do and access online to try and help manage your anxiety. This is a challenge for a lot of people. Give yourself some tech-free time. Use of bright screens and laptops and phones in the evening has been shown to negatively affect sleep. Try to give yourself some tech-free time, an hour or so before you go to bed, to help yourself prepare to sleep. So in other words, unplug. This is a difficult thing. A lot of people take their phones to bed, have them by the bedside, have perhaps a telly in the bedroom or their computer in bed. They might go on social media just before sleep. We do advise not to do that. That is both because it's not helpful in terms of us, trying to calm our brains down, but also because of that circadian rhythm I mentioned earlier, whereby our brain is being told to stay awake when it gets a lot of light source. Check for physical cause. Pain, illness, and other unknown physical problems can also disturb your sleep. Visit your GP to investigate potential causes and get help with treating them. Talk to your partner. Snoring, preferred size of the beds, and other common issues can often disturb sleep and can be resolved. The British Snoring and Sleep Apnea Association has more information on its website and also a helpline. So food, drink and exercise. Caffeine, alcohol and sugary food may give you a short-term help, but they can all disturb your sleep pattern. You can see the details on our food and mood workshop. So doing regular physical activity can also help you sleep, as it makes you more physically tired, particularly if you exercise outdoors. This doesn't have to be strenuous. Any activity, housework, gardening or going for a walk can help. We are at the moment quite confined to our houses, but we are all being encouraged to go out once a day to have fresh air and exercise. This can be incredibly important, especially at the moment, and will help get you more tired and therefore will hopefully improve your sleep. Staying away from caffeine is another thing that's very helpful. I've found personally that having no caffeine after midday it has improved my sleep, and if I do it, it definitely affects my sleep, and I don't sleep as well. Alcohol and sugary food seems to pick us up for a little while, but it actually also negatively influences our sleep. Many drugs, particularly common ones for mental health problems, can affect your sleep. If this is the case, talk to your GP about alternative. So these different kind of drugs like mood stabilizers, antipsychotic, and antidepressants can affect your sleep, and that can be both making you sleep too much or giving you problems sleeping. Ask about treatment options. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You might want to talk to your doctor or a mental health professional about what you experience and the treatment options available. This could be talking therapies, such as CBT for insomnia, which is a type of CBT that can help you recognize and change unhelpful thought patterns and habit around sleep. Medications such as sleeping pill and SSRI antidepressants can be helpful in dealing with short periods of insomnia, as they can help you break the cycle of not sleeping and help you return to a more regular sleeping pattern. Relax before you go to bed. Finding a relaxing routine can help prepare you for sleep. There are several things you can try. Do something calming, such as listening to relaxing music or having a bath. Breathing exercises, deep belly breathing. So that means in for 7, hold for 4, 8, breathe, 8 out. Progressive muscle relaxation, so consciously tensing and relaxing your muscle one after the other, starting with your toes and working up your body until you reach your top of your head. Visualization, so picture a scene or a landscape that has pleasant memory for you. Or guided relaxation, there are loads to try online. Again, I can point you to the resources we have here on the website on the self-help, and there is both guided relaxations and breathing techniques and things like that on the website for you to try. So there is some a little bit of resources here. We have Ben's story, which is from the Mind website. It's Ben that talks about how he has combated his sleeping problems. And there's an organization called sleep.org.uk which has very good information as well. I hope listening to this has been beneficial for you. And again, please do visit our self-help part of our website to see if there's something that can help you maintain your both mental and physical well-being at the moment. Thank you. Bye.